And today, or rather this morning, I want to go through just a little quick thing as far as my settings go, and let you all know where I'm at with that and how we're doing. Okay, so as well as ability cards and what I found with that. So here are my settings. Um, I do not use free aim yet, for the simple fact that I really don't like the inaccuracy. I actually have better accuracy this way than I do with free aim. But that's just me. I think this is all personal stuff. What you think is better or whatever, I don't know. But anyway, this is what's best for me and what has worked for me. I don't like wide. I do like the narrow, and I don't like the aim assist on at all. I like to be able to do that on my own. I found that it snaps to the wrong guys or wrong animals or whatever. So I knocked that all the way down to narrow. What I found with the narrow is that you have to be pretty damn close to your target for it to snap on. So it's not a fire and forget kind of deal. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. Same thing with all of this. So we're going to go through. I'm still working on this stuff here. I haven't exactly figured it out to the T, but this is kind of where I'm at with it so far. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is kind of where it's at so far. I haven't really. I'm still looking into this. I'm still trying to figure this part of it out. I know there's a lot of you that already, get to where you're at, but this is kind of where I'm at with it so far. What I'm trying to do is get it to where it's not just strictly free aim and I just fire at will. I am trying to get to a point where I have to aim and be on target and do all that. So that's kind of why I went this way with it so far. I have found that the free aim aspect is still there. It's just not extremely prevalent as it is the other way around. So there's that part of it. So from there, display, HDR, sharpness, colorblind, kill effects, all this crap. I hate stuff on my screen. As you guys who watch me play know, I absolutely hate it. I hate huge weapon reticles, and if I could, I would delete it completely. I know you can, but I'm not ready for that yet. So I got down to just a small dot, uh, and take off all the, where is it at? Messages and shit like that. I hate messages. I hate all that crap. It drives me crazy. I've gotten to the point where I am. This is radar's on regular, which is odd because I thought I had it on um, on where is it? Compass. It's in here somewhere. Anyway, I don't know why it says regular. I normally have compass. It's supposed to be on compass. There it is. I prefer the compass. North, south, east, west. I've gotten to the point where I really don't need the map to see where I'm going or what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at with that. Eventually, we're probably going to end up knocking that off completely as well, but we're not quite there yet. The only reason that I've really found that you want the radar is for legendaries that show up on the map randomly. I have noticed that when you're on compass, they do not show up on map, as in that yellow question mark. You have to have the radar on to see the yellow question mark. If you have your messages off, like I do somewhere up here, I don't know why it says on. Use communicate. Somewhere it's off, but anyway, if you have all those there it is. If you have the notifications off, then it doesn't tell you that there's a legendary around you either. So that's the downside to having just the compass on your radar. Is you do miss a lot. Excuse me, you do miss a lot. And the only advantage of that is if you press down on the D-pad, the radar will pop back up for you, and for a few seconds or whatever, for you to see the actual map. But again, unless you're actually holding the thing down to see the yellow question mark, you don't know it's there. All right, so that's the downside to it. More realistic, but you're not seeing the whole picture as far as all that goes. All right, next, audio. Obviously, I hate music. It's always headphones. But that's my thing. Is I don't like listening to music while I'm playing. Drives me crazy. And I believe, oh, here we go, camera. So I got sick and tired of that camera snapping back to where it's snapping back to center. So I figured that out finally. And you pretty much want your camera follow level off. All right. You want that to be on, but only because you'll lose perspective as to where you're at with first person view. I hate the ragdoll, so I turn it off. I hate the head bobbing. It's reduced, but you almost don't see it. First person free aim, auto center off, first person cover on, first person yada yada yada. Alright, basically it's this one right here that you want the camera follow level to be off. That way you can control the camera where you want it, and for the most part it will stay there. Now it does have a tendency to try and recenter a little bit, but not as much as it did when you go the other route. You just can't keep your camera where you want to look at. I think... Oh, I haven't gotten the general, have I, guys? That's pretty basic stuff. Yeah. Obviously, I'm in America, so it's Fahrenheit, pounds, American, 12-hour clock. I really should probably use a 24-hour clock. Other than that, I think that's about it for my settings, guys, for now. As I get more into it, I will be getting back into this and revamping it and seeing if I like the free aim more so than I do anything else. But as it stands right now, as far as being the player that I am, this is where it's been for me. I am enjoying it a lot better than I did with the wide or normal. And like I said, guys, I don't really like the free aim to where I'm just pulling the trigger and it's just shooting hip fire. I don't like that. It just looks, it's just sloppy as hell for me. I prefer to have an aiming ability to it, and, you know, and actually hit what I'm aiming at, kind of deal. But that's just my personal deal. Obviously, I know when you're doing the PvP thing, your free aim is invaluable. But that's here and there. As you all know, I'm not really a PvP player. I'm more of an NPC guy. All right, so there's controls as far as how I'm doing it. Now, what I'd like to get into is your ability cards. I have been not really struggling, but I have been going through this one card at a time, so to speak. As you can see, I have these 4 that are leveled out. These 2 are not. Haven't really found a whole lot of use for these 2. I have found quite a bit of use for these 4. Obviously, Slippery Bastards, you know, it is what it is. I like this one a lot. This is really one of my favorites right here for what it does. The other one I really like a lot is this one right here. It does really well. And then I will use this one for when I'm doing, you know, groups of NPCs or whatever that I feel like I need a marking dealio. But this one is kind of what we're focused on right now. I like the slow and steady. The reason is that with these 3, I personally have found to be one of the best card loadouts to date. Primarily because I do like my duels. I am a dual wielder. It's kind of my primary deal. And that's what I stick with. I'm not a scope guy. Well, at least not in this game. I'm not a scope guy. In real life, I would be, but not in the game. It's just not what I consider to be proper. I tried checking this one out. It's okay, but not really what I would be doing. If I wasn't using a dual wielder, I would be using the winning streak right here. Okay. And then I would be going into, so I would have winning streak and then fool me once, and then they would complement each other. Strange Medicine, I gotta say, guys, is probably one of the best cards that I've come across. so far. Okay, now I'm still getting into it. Obviously, I'm not fully geared out on all of them, but only because I'm running low on cash, so I gotta, slow down a little bit and get re-up on money. Um, so if you're a scope guy, the headshot might work out for you, but I have found, as far as an overall basis, this one does really, really well. And I think what you do pay attention to is what it says. So you regain a lot of health whenever you inflict damage. Not when you kill somebody, not when you shoot them in the head, just inflicting damage. So you can shoot them in the fucking foot, and it's going to give you health back. Alright? It's just inflicting damage. So I found that to do a lot, really help out a lot. It's amazing. Especially with this Fool Me Once card. With that in tow, it just seems like they just stack. Like it just stacks up, and you become almost impossible to kill as far as NPCs go. I tried this one. Not sure why everyone uses it a lot. I haven't found a lot to do with it other than it just blocks one headshot. But when you're using your slow and steady, then that card becomes borderline obsolete, right? Otherwise, unless you're not in Deadeye, but for most time you're going to be in Deadeye when you're using this. So this takes place of that one, right? Takes much less damage, and headshots do not kill you outright. That's the key right there. Headshots do not kill you outright. So with the slow and steady, Strange Medicine, and the Fool Me Once, you become a fucking tank, right? Not only are you hard to kill, but you're regaining health every time you shoot somebody in the fucking leg, right? You don't even have to be accurate. You can just pop, 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 and you're still regaining health. So I found that to be a really, really nice thing to work at. So with that said, everybody, questions, comments, all that good stuff. I'd really love to know what you guys think that your best build is for you and what you like to use and for what purposes. I have found there is a lot of different things that we can do with this, and I think there's a lot more than we haven't explored yet. And so that's what I'm going to start be looking into is how these complement each other, so to speak. And what if these that we don't ever think about actually work really well with other things, right? That kind of deal. All right, so I think that's about it for now. I will be back with a live stream here soon. So those are my settings and my cards. As always, please let me know what you think. If I'm being a moron here, let me know. All right, if there's a better option, by all means, let me know. I'm always up for opinions and all that good stuff. But let's be kind to one another about it. All right. So with that said, thanks for joining, guys. I'll be back in a live stream. Until next time, this is Button signing off. Bye-bye.